man. Peace. What up, y'all? I just want to come back with a video for y'all, man, because a lot of times, man, this should be commended as well, honestly, because it's similar to honestly the aspect of I was watching the guy brother from Sports Society. I think he's on YouTube and Facebook, and he talks about like how people get on like the Michael Jordan killer like mentality and like as pretty much Kobe the Mamba mentality, which was pretty much a branch of the Jordan mentality, pretty much. Honestly, a lot of people don't like that, but that is what it is. That's another story for another day. That's just for the sports channel. But he mentioned something about like the LeBron mentality, man, because it's like that had that discipline and consistency, and to do it over for like 20 plus year. That's a mentality, like he said. But honestly, because me personally, I don't do this. I don't compare, like because Tupac and Biggie, because it's kind of like a comparison. It's kind of like two different categories, two different like kind of just two different categories, two different types of MCs, two different types of rappers, man. Honestly, two types of artists, I should even say, better enough. But a lot of times too, when people do compare, honestly, people mention like Pac's work ethic and body of work, which is like which was like should be commended, especially in a short period of time, man. And that goes to show you, man, like just in life in general, it's about what you do, honestly, and like it's not even sometimes about how long you live, honestly, too. It's about what you do in that time period, man. That's why people like are attracted to a Bruce Lee or a Tupac, honestly, people that didn't live too long, but they accomplished so much, but anyway, but honestly, but on the contrast as well, which should be commended, man, because like him, even Tupac having all these like songs, like albums come out, albums after albums, songs after his posthumously come out, even after his demise. That's a lot. But even honestly too, to be honest, Biggie should be like this aspect of Biggie should be commended as well, man, because I would say he's one of the first, if I'm not, I don't think the first, but first, at least on the popular side, like, because me personally, I coined the term like a photographic lyricist, man, like, like as they say, they have photographic memory, like I think Batman and Sherlock Holmes, like, they have like photographic memory, and we know y'all pretty much heard of photographic memory. It's like a kind of like a photographic lyricist type of say, man, because he didn't write, because you know how that skilled you had to be when like you don't even have to write, and it's already done it, the verse is already done in your head, and he gives us all time great verses, man. Because I think later Jay-Z, and I think somebody from No Limit says even Master P later on did this as well. Even Jay-Z kind of followed that formula after a little bit of not writing, man, because but you know how that is, man, because I was watching this Busta Rhymes interview we were gonna watch, and also to the 112 interview we're gonna watch with Biggie. I got a story to tell, man, but it's just really amazing, man. Honestly, like to have that type of thing where you could just it's just all. I'm pretty much just a lot like other MCs and like rappers that do this, man. But I think Biggie did it at the highest level, man, with this, man, because even somebody like Fat Joe with Big Pun said like. Pun would just write and write and write. He said me and Big Pun would be writing all day in his garage, things of that nature. But there's a lot of like MCs and rappers that do it, man. But have that in your head, man, to do that, like write it off the dome, having something like that in your head, man. That's something else, man. That's something else. But I think Biggie, he would do it for himself. But like no, Biggie would write for other people. But a lot of times too, he would just have it like in his head, man. But we're gonna watch this.
So there's a song in the middle of the Biggie and the Tupac beef, and he recorded the verse in my studio session. The studio was called Soundtracks. Big and C's come, they pull up, and Biggie just sitting in one of the studio chairs that got the wheels on it that roll around. He's sitting in that shit just doing this while the beat was playing. 1 hour, 2 hours, he just smoking. He ain't writing nothing. It's about 3 hours in. I'm ready, boss. So ready, you ain't write shit. I'm ready, boss. He go in the booth. He does the verse. Actor for crack jaw. Yes, I rocked your chatterbox. Dangerous you're not, I gets down. Twist your body round and round. Upside down. I said, Big, I ain't putting this out.
All right, so now we're back, man. With the we're gonna watch this 112 clip, man. They saying the same thing, man, about how he even made. I got a story to tell, man. And of course, it's based off a true story, man. But just listen to how they talk. It's really amazing, man, how to even do this, man. Because also too, as here's the thing too. A lot of times, I always say this when it comes to Biggie, because even like, you know, people say not only just a comparison with Tupac, that aside, people say, well, only he has 2 albums, such and such like that. He doesn't have the material. But listen, sometimes, but his catalog is still better than a lot of people that have been rapping for years and years. And even like, you know, not only these modern day people now, but a lot of times he did things even people that have been in the game years and years didn't do, man. Still, his album, his catalog is still better than most people that put out the damn 10 or 20 albums, honestly, to be real with you, man. But also, as well, I always make this argument as far as even like with movies and film, because for instance, for Coppola, right? If you the guy director of The Godfather, he doesn't have many like movies like that. He has pretty much good movies, honestly. But if you look at his movies, like, you know, his movie list, it's not like, you know, his resume. It's really not as big, but you know, has arguably like what people have the greatest movies of all time as with The Godfather and Godfather 2, honestly. So. Yeah, that's just a kid. No, I'm not saying like, you know, I wouldn't say me personally. I don't have Biggie as greatest of all time. He's one of them. Like, honestly, top 5, top 10. Honestly, I would have to think honestly off the top of my head, but you know, but if somebody has, I know people that have that argument. They do have him as the greatest of all time. My homie does. I'm not really opposed to him at all. But you know, me personally, I wouldn't. But this is what it is. But people just use that a lot of times. That oh yeah, like even they do it the same thing with pun things and nature. But shoot, a lot of times their albums, people that like, you know, their catalog is still better than people that have been putting out 20 and 15 albums. So it is what it is. That's another story for another day. But we want to go back to you know, what 112 says about this, like about Biggie, man, his writing process, man, like that photographic. Stop it. That's a cat. That's my cat. Sorry about that. His writing process, how he want to write, kind of like that photographic lyricist type of stuff.
We throw the word genius out a lot, but this is true definition of genius, right? So we're walking in, Big says, he say, yo, what up? And that's it. He says nothing else, right? So everybody else joining Mafia, they moving around, everybody's laughing, everybody's smoking, having a good time, everybody's drinking. You know, 12, we baked out our mind because we don't smoke. You know, we smoke. We bake, right? So around 2-3 hours later, Big's like, yo, I'm ready. And the interview's like, ready for what? So the dude gets up, going to the booth, and does, I got a story to tell. So I got 112 CD blast. In the room with him. He's listening to everybody's story. He's listening to Junior Mafia tell that story, 112 tell that story.
I got a story to tell. Just straight came in. He went at just hearing everybody's story.
Who's watching everybody tell their story, and then he goes in there, doesn't write anything down. And that's what a genius. Like we saw that firsthand. Like this dude never wrote anything.